I think it's contradictory what you've just said to Deputy Gannon there and didn't answer his question. But I want to return to the issue of the triple lock. And I listened with interest to the debates earlier on leaders. And although you say we need to do this in order to stop Russia and others having a veto on Security Council resolutions, you've never once mentioned, nor do you seem to have a problem with, the fact that the US has vetoed 34 times resolutions against the conduct of Israel in Palestine, and as late as the 18th of October the US vetoed a UN resolution in support of a humanitarian pause in Gaza. Can you please comment on that, because it seems to me that you have double standards here, and what the triple lock is all about is removing any obstacle to Ireland becoming much more cosy with the European Union, with the US bloc, with the geopolitical shapes that are being thrown in the world at the moment. And it is not about how more dangerous the world has become, but which side of that danger you want to be on. And instead of being on the side of decency and humanitarianism, you want to take the side of the US. When Mr. Biden stood in this house and kissed babies, little did we think he'd be dropping houses on their heads and phosphorus bombs on their skins in Palestine.
Deputy, I understand the passion. You're way over time and it's eating into the time of others. Please, I ask for cooperation.
I happen to think that the European Union is a completely different entity to Russia, and particularly in terms of the European Union's commitment. No, you made a comment about we cozying up to the EU. I will answer your question if you'd allow me through the chair, but I just want to make this fundamental point. There's a hell of a difference between the European Union and Russia. You equated them there. In my comments earlier, I mentioned the United States. The United States is one of the veto powers. I said that. I said it in my speech yesterday. I instanced the paralysis. I instanced the paralysis of the Security Council in terms of getting anything done at UN security level. Yes, I did yesterday in my contribution. It's one of the reasons we're suggesting and proposing, and I will come back to the House with amendments, proposed amendments to the legislation that governs the triple lock. And in terms of bringing back a degree of independence to Irish foreign policy, and restoring a degree of sovereignty and decision-making in respect of our troops, and not having any of the permanent five, because of their geopolitical agenda, being in a position to veto what we might like to do in the Western Balkans, or indeed in the Middle East.
I'm moving on. These are 1 minute.